artificial human.
Super Android 17 is all we'll need to control this planet.
This one's mine! Your face!
He's unstoppable!
Out of the way, everyone!
He did it! You've got to be kidding! Gohan's attack!
It's time for a feature presentation. Hellfighter 17, Deck Profile.
Hey, what's up guys? This is your boy Strider Chip. I am back with another one, as you guys can see, guys, here to talk to you guys about a Hellfighter Super 17 deck profile, guys. I'm going to go ahead and give you my thoughts and opinions about it. This is what I came up with so far. You know, this is just what I came up with so far here with it. Hope you guys do enjoy this video. Comment, rate, subscribe, and we got some more content coming. So let's go ahead and take a look at the leader. We'll look at the cards itself here with the deck, also along with the Z cards as well, the Z deck as well. So as you can see, when you have our flip side up, we have Android 20, Dr. Mew. When a card attacks, you look at the top 5 cards of your deck. You're going to add 1 Android or Machine Mutant, both green with an energy cost of 6 among them, to your hand. You're going to shuffle your deck. Then you're going to awaken with 4 or less, as always, or when you have 2 or more entities, while one or more Android 17 or Hellfire 17 cards are in your Z energy and battle area, you're going to draw 2. You're going to flip this card over until you have 6 cards left here. So technically you have like 3 cards in your hand total. 2 you draw, 1 from your life. And then when the flip side is over, pretty much adds a pretty neat effect here to it. When this card attacks, you draw 1 active main once per turn. You add up to 1 card from your life to your hand. You choose up to 1 of your opponent's unisons, and you remove a marker from it. So that's actually pretty neat. And then the second effect is active main once per turn. Place 1 card from one of your Super 17 cards under this card to reduce the skill cost of Rezeer Awaken for Super 17 ready to absorb by 1, which is this card right here. We will go over that in a moment. Some of these Z, well, we could do that right now, but yeah, in a moment we'll go over that. At one point, the way I kind of designed this deck, I wasn't going to have a unison here for it. This unison I chose so far, I chose the King Piccolo Dimensional Conqueror. I chose this one. However, you can play with the new green Piccolo Guardian of Earth. That one works just as well with this deck. And also, you don't even necessarily need a unison. Not necessarily. You don't even need to play a unison weird with it. I just thought this unison would work pretty well with this deck because, for one, you can rejuvenate. Okay, you guys already should know what the rejuvenate skill is. Once per turn, if your leader is green, you remove 4 markers from this card. You're going to place 1 card for under this card into the owner's drop. You're going to pay the skill cost, and it says place the top card of your deck here to your life here. So it's like recovery in Digimon. So you guys, if you notice, the main reason why it works well, rejuvenate works well with this leader, because you can take cards. You can add a card from your life to remove a marker from one of your unisons. You guys already know how, you know, difficult it is to remove unisons sometimes from the board. Sometimes they're annoying. So putting a card like this here in this deck can really help out for a green archetype. It really does help out a lot. And you can play this as soon as maybe like turn 1 if you wanted to. It has another active main on it, mono green. If your leader has 7, if your opponent has 7 or more cards in your hand, you can play this card with a marker on it. You can't play units for the turn. Then it has that active main. You're choosing one card in your hand. You're placing it under this unison, and then your opponent's going to draw 1, and you also draw 1. You choose one of your green battle cards, which are of a original energy cost of 1 in your hand. You're going to play it, and this is at the end of your turn. Your opponent chooses one of the cards in their hand. They're going to place it in the drop area. So that works out. This I think it works out pretty well. You got a lot of 1-drops. As you guys can see, we have Android 17 Brainwash Fighter. This is barrier on it, so you're not really popping it unless it says annoying barrier. Look for the top 5 cards on it. Looking for something as a green Android 6 or less. Pretty good searcher. And then we have Hellfighter 17 Brainwash. You draw 1. This one can also cycle through a little bit. You can place this one in the owner's drop area. You're going to play 1 Super 17 Brainwash Fighter from your deck with your skills negated if you want to. And also has another active main, limited 1 copy per card. If your leader is a green Super 17 card or a green Hellfighter 17 card, you place up to 1 of your 9 green Hellfighter cards from your Z energy into the owner's drop. You're going to add this card from your drop to your Z energy. It's allowing you to cycle through a bit so you can awaken. So those are actually pretty cool. Those are some of the 1-drops we have here. Another 1-drop here, Android 18. Active battle. You're taking this card from underneath one of your Super 17 Z leaders, and it boosts it up. You're going to send it to the warp, and it boosts it up by 5k for the battle. Same thing with Sail. Powerful Quavier, active battle, using 1 green energy. You're giving essentially you're doing the same thing with Android 18. You're just using your energy to give one of your Super 17 Android leaders, the Z leader at that, a double strike for the battle, which is pretty cool. That's actually really good. And we have another 1-drop. We have Android 17. Impending crisis. This one's just in the gate. Also, you can cycle through. You're choosing a card from your, like a battle card with an energy cost of 4 or less that has Android in its name, right? From your deck, you're gonna place it in your drop area, and then you're gonna shuffle your deck, allowing you to kind of help out with cycling a bit. And I think that's pretty much it for the 1-drops we have here so far with this deck here. That's pretty much it. As you guys notice, there's a lot of extra cards with this deck here. So let's just go over the extra cards. We have Key Energy Absorb. This card looks pretty cool. This is where Super 17 absorbed Super Saiyan 4 Goku's Kamehameha Wave times 10. He absorbed it. So you can negate the attack. Additionally, if the attacker is a Saiyan, you choose up to 1 of your Super 17 cards and switch to the active mode. I guess it had to be some limitations to it where it says it's Saiyan. It's good that this deck plays against Saiyans. It makes sense. I wish it didn't say that. But yeah, I wish it said more. I wish it said Saiyans, Earthlings. I wish it said more to it than that. But yeah, I think it's good. You get to switch one of your Super 17 cards to active mode. And a lot of your Super 17 cards in this deck are blockers, and it really helps out a lot. It really helps out a lot. So switching, and don't get me wrong, some of your Super 17s allow you to swing multiple times because they have dual attack on it, so this can help out too. But then again, you're not, you're using it actually to block, really. You're using it mainly to block. But it has a permanent effect on it. If your leader's a Super 17 Z leader, you can activate this card's counter skills from your hand without paying its energy cost by discarding another card from your hand instead. So that actually is cool. Old card created Android. You're taking, your leader is an Android, draw 2, you place 1 card from your hand into the drop. So that's pretty cool. We have Infernal Messenger, looking at the top 10. Android 17, Hellfighter 17, or Super 17 card among them. This searcher is probably a lot better than most of the other searchers. This is probably a lot better. Then we have Flash Bomber. Nobody's using, I would predict that people are going to ever use this card. I think this card is good and it works out well with it because this is a like hand destruction kind of variant style of the deck. You're choosing one of your Android cards In your battle area, it gets a 10k power and critical during the battle. That's actually pretty good. That's really, really good. 10k, so it's like a super power, a super combo in a way. And then also, you guys already know what this one is. You guys already know what it is. It just fits the hand destruction archetype. It really does fill out well. Same thing, another staple. You guys know what it is already. It works very well for it. And we have homicidal clones. This is another archetype here for it. So we got about like maybe 14 extra cards here with this deck here. 14. Some other staples I want to talk about. We have Gohan, Latent Power Unleashed. This is just for your unisons, your anti-unisons at that. You're trying to get rid of unison cards just on the board. And also, you can pop cards with it too if you play it. So this, when this card is played, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards, KO it, and this card can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills until the end of their next turn. That's actually really good. But again, you're going to really take advantage of this card. When this card is added to your Z energy, you choose one of your opponent's unisons, remove 3 markers for it. This really helps out a lot. You're going to really take advantage of that. Really going to take advantage of that. Okay, like crazy. Super combo, as you can see, Android 18. This Binetic Blitz. Just hand destruction at its finest. That's all it is. So you got Android 18 here. And it's just hand destruction at its finest, guys. That's pretty much about it. We have Dr. Mew, Vengeful Alliance. This card, it can also be played in the Super Saiyan, well, at least the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, GT Goku deck, but you do get effects from it being a Super 17 leader. If you have 4 or more energies, you're going to place this card from your hand into the drop. You're going to play 1 Android 17 or a Hellfire 17, both for the energy cost of 1 from your drop, with his skills negated for the turn. So this card is very vital here for this deck, allowing you to take things from your drop area and essentially, you know, just playing it really at that. Place this card from your hand into the drop, play 1. Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty cool, allowing them to and that really helps out a lot. It really does. I could bump this up to 3. I put it at 2, but that really helps out a lot. All of them. Same thing with this. I'm glad I put this in the deck because it just had, the deck has so much synergy to it. The promo cards, there are 2 promo cards here. You probably know, actually 3. Let's talk about those. So Android 17, Misuse Power. This card is so helpful and vital. This makes this deck so much better. It's unique. You're going to have one of these on the field. Active main for the first one. Limited 1 copy per card. If your leader is a Super 17 or a Hellfighter 17 card, both green and a Hellfighter 17 card in your Z energy, you're going to play this card from your hand. So you play it from your hand. If you have 4 more energies, place this card from under your Super 17 card into the owner's drop. Choose one of your Super 17 cards with the energy cost of 8 in your battle area, and you get to switch it to breast mode. So this card makes your deck so much interesting and so much better. And that 8 drop Super 17 is right here. It's just this one. Android 17, Hell's Guidance. You need this card as well. It's a blocker. It says active main leader. You don't need to worry about the first one. If your leader is yellow, switch one of your yellow androids cards in your battle area to rest mode. You're gonna play this card from your hand. You don't need to worry about that. It's the second effect. Active main, limited 1 card per turn. It says choose 1 Super 17 card in your battle area. You're gonna place this card chosen under the from your drop area. So basically, you want this card in your drop area. You want this card to be in your drop area so you can take this card, activate this active main skill, and take this card and put it in your Super 17 cards in your battle area. That's really, really, really good because you're going to take advantage of these guys' effects. Let's look at him, the Hell Avenger. The first one, he's a blocker. It's just a rare type. If your leader is a green Super 17 card, choose one of your green Hellfighter 17 cards. When this card attacks, use up to 1 card from under this card in a combo, and your opponent places 1 card, one of their Z energies in the owner drop, right? Okay, so that's actually pretty good. It has this just Z energy destruction, and you're comboing with a card here for underneath it, making it a lot stronger. And it has the Ike domain, limited 1 copy per card per turn, 1 green energy. If you have three or more energies, you choose 1 Hellfighter 17 card in your Z energy and 1 Android 17 card in your battle area. You're going to draw 1 card. You're going to play this card from your hand. You're going to play this card from your hand. You're going to place the chosen cards with its skills underneath this card, and this card gains double strike and barrier for the turn. That's actually pretty cool. That's and really, to be honest here with you, with all that, guys, that's really nice. It just doesn't have deflect on it. I'm always, being a butt for that, but double strike barrier, that's really nice. You're drawing 1. Yeah, this is really cool. This is really, really cool. And you can play this by turn 3. You're bringing this out on the board by turn 3 at that. Then we have Super 17 Onyx Lightning. It's a blocker on it. And limited 1 copy per card. You guys limit 1. Your leader is a green Super 17 card. When this card is placed from under, when a card is placed from under this card into the owner's drop by your leader's skills, you're going to choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and then your opponent discards 1 card from their hand. That's actually pretty cool. And as their active Bane effect here on it, 2 green energies. If you have 4 more energies, you choose 1 Hellfighter 17 in your Z energy and 1 Android 17 card in your battle area. You're going to play this card for your hand, place all the chosen cards underneath this card, and it gains double strike, dual attack, and a barrier for the duration of the turn. Really, you're going for the game for this. This is one of your main win conditions to the deck. This is your main win condition. This could be a win condition technically, and your other win condition is going to be Sail Max as well, the SCR. You don't even have to play this version of the card. You can play if you had Sail Xeno, you can play that one as well. You can play the Time Patrol Maiden, that would work. I think those 3 SCRs would definitely work for this deck. They definitely work for it. Another super rare card, you guys. This came directly from the scenes of Dragon Ball GT, where they merged together. This card, active main, limit 1. If your leader is a green Android card, if your leader is a green Super 17 card or a green Hellfighter 17 card, and you have 2 or more energies, you get to play this card for your hand. Place this card into the owner's drop. You can play up to 1 Super 17 and a Hellfighter 17 card, both green, with an energy cost of 1 from your deck, or drop their skills, negate it for the turn, and shuffle your deck to the areas you look through. Yeah, so that's actually pretty cool. The thing about this card and a few of these other cards, they allow you to cycle through your deck to find your Android 17 and Hellfighter 17, so you can play those onto the field. Not only play those on the field, but then you want to use some of those same cards to charge as Z energy. And once you have, the right, conditions, you want to, flip your leader over or go to his backside. You guys know what I'm saying, and just take advantage of it. This deck could be competitive. I put it as competitive. It could be. There's a good chance of that. A lot of people don't know how to use it as of yet. But this deck has some potential. I think it has some potential to it so far. Only time would tell. We just need the right person to pilot the deck to see exactly what you can do with it. And let's talk about another Golden Frieza Commanding Presence. This is another cool card, blocker, counterplay. So you're responding to a card that's being played on the board, you counterplay it. If it's your opponent's turn, you have a green battle card with an energy cost of 8 or more to play. Reduce the cost of the card by 1, so you play it by 1 energy. That's really good. And then if your leader is green, when this card is played for the turn, this card can't be KO'd. So nobody can't KO this card. And it says when this card activates blocker, switch this card to active mode. So this is a strong blocker. This blocker is there to defend this Super 17. Is there to defend it. It's there to defend it, and it can also is there to defend your life as well. Okay. All right, let's talk about the Z leaders. So Z leaders, we have the typical. You already know what this card does. Blue, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, you know what it is. Same thing with Jiren, but let's talk about what we don't know. So Super 17, ready to absorb. How this works, and people have been confused about this, is that this is going to be your leader when you start with on your turn. So when you do your absorbing, you do your Zero Awaken, this is going to be on top. This is always going to be on top with the start of your turn. Okay, at the start of it, it's always going to be that way. It says Z stack 2, so you're taking 2 of those Super 17 cards leaders. You're going to put it underneath this one. Okay, underneath this one. And it says at the end of your opponent's turn, place this card under your Z leader on top of it. So at the start of your turn, you're always going to start out with this. Active main, it says place up to one of your green androids with your energy cost of 1 from your deck or drop area under this card. Okay, under this card, and you're going to shuffle your deck, the areas you look through. Okay, so this right here helps you with absorbing to take advantage of your other effects you have on your other cards. So this Super 17 Bound by Blood, this card is for what this card is used for is used as defense. You're using this defensively. Okay, this is going to be your defensive side of it. If your Android 18 card is under your leader, you're going to place one card from under a Super 17 card in your battle area in its owner's drop area. So this card at the end, says at the end of your turn, place this card from under your leader on top of your Super 17 at the end of your turn. Yeah. So this is going to be your defensive side here. It's going to do so. Defensively, you're going to be playing this card. It says auto once per turn. When your opponent attacks, you choose up to one of your Super 17 cards and switch it to active mode. And then if it's your opponent's turn, when opponent switches one of their energies to when it switches one of their energies to rest mode, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less, and you KO it. So that's actually pretty cool too. That's some pretty neat effects here to this. For a defensive side of it, is actually pretty neat. I think it's pretty neat. This is the defensive side of it. And then on your offensive side, when this card attacks, you draw 1 once per turn. If it's your turn, right, which it will be, and your opponent's energy is switched to rest mode, switch this card to active mode. You can swing twice, and your opponent chooses one of their battle cards and KO it. That's actually pretty good. Okay, it says if a cell is under your leader, you're gonna place one card from under a Super 17 card in your battle area in its owner's drop area. You're gonna place this card from under your leader on top of your leader. And it's just active main here too. So you don't have to play with I'm thinking that you don't have to play with just all these Z leaders. You don't have to. I think the deck is a lot better if you did, but it's possible you may not have to do that. It's kind of, don't get me wrong, I would play with all of them. You want to play with all of them anyway, because the energy costs for all these other cards are pretty high. They're pretty high. So 4 for the Z Awakening, and then 3 energies for Z energy to play it. Same thing with this, same thing. You know, you don't want to do that. You want to play with all 3 of these. This deck it's possible it will get kind of confusing to some people out there. And like I said, we're just looking for the right person to pilot the deck to see what it can exactly do. I think it can do a lot. I think it can kind of do a lot. I think you may not necessarily need a unison for this deck, but however, I put this one here because it will work out anyway. That's just me. It will work out anyway. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, though. Comment, rate, subscribe for more content. Is coming soon, as I said it, and peace.